Hi, you're on a rock floating in space, and somewhere in this rock you are using the most complicated object in the entire known universe to read these words right now. It weighs about 1.4 kilograms. It looks like a wrinkly gray blob. It runs on roughly 20 watts of power, less than a dim light bulb, and it is somehow responsible for every thought you've ever had, every dream you've ever dreamed, and every embarrassing thing you've ever said at 2 a.m. Hold on, what the heck is going on in there? To understand, let's look at a little bit of neuroscience. Wait, did I say a little bit? Your brain is made of about 86 billion neurons. That's written out because it looks more impressive that way. A neuron is just a cell, a very special cell that can send electrical signals to other cells. Think of it like a tiny wire that can switch on or off. One neuron by itself, pretty useless. But connect 86 billion of them together with roughly 100 trillion connections. Suddenly you get consciousness, creativity, and the ability to cry at a dog food commercial. These connections are called synapses, and every time you learn something new, your brain literally rewires itself, building new connections and strengthening existing ones. Your brain is not fixed, it's constantly changing. This is called neuroplasticity, and it means you can actually get smarter, genuinely, at any age. Now, the brain isn't just one blob doing everything. It's divided into regions, each with a very specific job. The biggest part, the cerebrum, is what you think of when you picture a brain. All those wrinkles and folds, that surface area, evolution basically crumpled the brain like paper to fit more processing power inside your skull. Clever, the cerebrum is split into two halves, left and right hemispheres. The left side controls the right side of your body, the right side controls the left. Why? Nobody fully knows. The brain just decided to be weird about it inside the cerebrum of 4 lobes. The frontal lobe handles decisions, personality, and planning. It's basically your inner adult. The parietal lobe processes touch and space. The occipital lobe handles vision. And the temporal lobe handles hearing and memory. Break any of these and very strange things start happening to people. At the back, you have the cerebellum. It coordinates movement and balance. Without it, walking in a straight line becomes impossible. It's also suspiciously active when you're drunk. Interesting. And deep in the middle is the brainstem. This one handles the basics: breathing, heart rate, staying alive. It's the part that keeps going even when the rest of the brain is asleep. Very dedicated. The hippocampus. This is your memory center. It decides what gets stored and what gets thrown away. Short-term memory, things you remember for a few seconds or minutes, lives in your prefrontal cortex, like a sticky note. Long-term memory, things you actually remember, gets transferred and stored more permanently while you sleep. Yes, sleep. That thing you're not getting enough of. While you sleep, your brain replays the day, files away important memories, clears out waste products, and basically does maintenance. Skipping sleep doesn't just make you tired, it actively damages your brain over time. People who regularly sleep less than 6 hours show measurable memory loss and cognitive decline. Fun fact, your brain also shrinks slightly when you're dehydrated. Even mild dehydration, like 2% water loss, measurably reduces concentration and memory. So drink some water, right now. I'll wait. So who's in charge of how you feel? Meet the limbic system. It's a group of structures deep in the brain that handle emotions, motivation, and survival instincts. The amygdala is your fear and threat detector. It fires before your conscious brain even processes what's happening. That's why you jump before you think when something scares you. The amygdala was trying to save your life before your slow, logical brain caught up. The reward system runs on a chemical called dopamine. Do something pleasurable, eat food, win a game, get a like on Instagram. Your brain releases dopamine. You feel good. You want to do it again. This is the same system that makes addiction so hard to break. The brain doesn't care if the reward is healthy or not. It just wants more dopamine. Other key chemicals. Serotonin keeps your mood stable. Too little of it and depression can set in. Norepinephrine keeps you alert and focused. And oxytocin, nicknamed the love hormone, spikes when you hug someone or feel connected to others. Basically, your entire emotional life is just chemicals sloshing around in a blob. Romantic, isn't it? Okay, here's where it gets actually strange. Your brain uses about 20% of your entire body's energy, even though it's only 2% of your body weight. It is extraordinarily expensive to run, and yet it works so hard to be lazy. Your brain is constantly looking for shortcuts, patterns, and habits so it can do less work. Most of what you do every day is just autopilot. Your brain also fills in gaps constantly. You think you're seeing a complete picture right now. You're not. Your eyes have a blind spot. Your brain fills it in with a guess. Most of what you perceive is actually a very confident prediction your brain is making about reality, not reality itself. And here's the kicker, the brain cannot feel pain. It has no pain receptors. Brain surgeons can operate on a patient's brain while they're fully awake and having a conversation. The brain just sits there completely unbothered while someone pokes around inside it. So here's a quick recap. Your brain has 86 billion neurons with 100 trillion connections. It rewires itself constantly. Different regions handle different jobs: movement, memory, emotion, survival. Sleep and water are not optional. They're maintenance. Your emotions are chemical. Your perception of reality is mostly a guess, and it feels no pain whatsoever. The most complex object in the known universe, sitting in your skull, running on 20 watts, and somehow it still forgets where you put your keys. All this knowledge is going to cost you one subscribe and a thumbs up. Thank you very much. And if you want this type of video on any topic, just let me know in the comments.